would also provide space to the students of the Department of English to share their creative skills on the creative board hung inside the department with the permission of the chairperson, Dr. Junu Singh. The forum intends to build an overall personality of its students and hence build a community of creative, imaginative, and thoughtful young minds. Furthermore, the faculty members shall endeavor to create and inculcate socially desirable values such as empathy, compassion, and cooperation, developing a deep awareness of several issues of local and global importance through the said forum. These healthy activities will help the students acquire highly valued skills in the professional fields such as effective communication skills, leadership skills, soft skills, and interpersonal communication skills. So dear students, under this literary forum, today we are organizing paper presentation seminar for the MA final year students. So today 3 students will prepare their papers on English language teaching methods. This is the ANU syllabus. Most of the students gathered here today are from MA previous, and this is to give you an impression or say so that you can form an idea how papers are presented. So next time 3 of you will be presenting paper here in the seminar. So this paper presentation activity goes on around the year, and besides that we hold other activities as well. Now before I begin with this paper presentation event, I request Dr. Junu Singh, the head of the Department of English, to please formally welcome Dr. Lavina Vyas ji, who is heading our institution, BSR Government Arts College. Please come. You can hold this. You come from the
hold this? Am I supposed to hold this?
You can hold this.
A very good afternoon to all of you. As you all know, Department of English under English Literary Forum today is organizing seminar or paper presentation seminar. Lots and lots of congratulations for the hard work to Dr. Farooqi and his team, all my faculty members, for taking this initiative of forming such kind of literary forum. As you know, today we all have gathered here because today is paper presentation ceremony, and I am standing here on behalf of the department to welcome you all. First of all, I would like to welcome our dear principal, Dr. Lavina Vyas. Under her able guidance, we have been making efforts to normalize and to provide students with a healthy academic environment. Next, I would like to warmly extend my welcome to my own faculty members, Dr. Farooqi, Dr. S.S. Vedwan, Dr. Mayankar. How should I put things or words, or how should I arrange them and thank them? Because I simply cannot thank them enough. They are real gems, sparkling pearls of the department. These selfless teachers, these gentlemen, are always encouraging students. They have never backed down from a challenge or responsibility. They have been very active for academic activities that you have been seeing and you will continue to see. I feel I'm blessed enough, fortunate enough to have them in the department. Thank you, gentlemen. Next, I would like to welcome all the students who are here to attend or to participate. You are heartily welcome here. See, this forum that has been founded is for your own benefit. We have seen that people or the students are not using it effectively. So this is to promote academic activity, to let you overcome stage fear, to see and watch how seminar papers are presented. Not taking enough of your time, the three paper presenters who are here, they will be dealing how communication can be done, and the topic or this literary forum also promotes the communication skills. It is there for the same purpose. So, not taking enough of your time, let me see how your papers are coming up. Once again, all of you, welcome here and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Junu ma'am. In fact, we also feel very fortunate to have you as the head of the department. She is a good guide. She nicely supervises the programs that we hold, and she's always there, the kind of help we need. She's always there with us. And we really feel very fortunate, very blessed to have her as the chairperson of the department. Now I request, I would like to tell you, my dear students, that Dr. Lavina Vyas, because some of you are visiting the department for the first time, she is heading the institution and she is beautifully trying to regain the values, the culture that was somewhere lost because of the pandemic. So we are, trying to regain the normalcy. So I feel very, in fact, I would say we are very grateful to Lavina ma'am for bringing back the college to the normal days. And she is making great efforts. Like the entire college is, beautified. She has got planters placed everywhere and all. So she's making great efforts. And under her able guidance, we are also learning how to gain back the normalcy. I request Dr. Lavina ji to kindly say a word of blessing to the students who are here, the master's students of previous and final year. Lavina ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Farooqi ji. I am honored that you invited me on the inauguration day of your this literary forum. I think first I will, dear students and the faculty members of English department, Dr. Junu Singh, Dr. Vedwanji, Dr. Mayank Garg. First of all, I would like to say that all you students are very lucky to have such talented faculty, and you must take use of, use is not the right word. You become an active member of your department. You will get so much benefited by these faculty members. If you come regularly, they will guide you so well. If you go out to any private college or even good university, you will not get this kind of a faculty, I must tell you. Whatever time you get after 2 years of pandemic, we are out, and there is still fear of the next wave. So take all the precautions. With those precautions, whenever you are in the college, go to the library, or an English literature books section is very rich. So you can make use of that. Come to your department, and there are good equipments. So I think you must use all these things. Another thing, I would like to congratulate the department for starting this literary forum. This will benefit not only students but also the faculty. If students are good and they take interest in study, they will, really contribute to the to whatever stream they are from. And even it is beneficial for the faculty. Otherwise, faculty feels alienated in the sense that we are not getting good students. Our students are not good. So I think you must come here regularly and take guide from your teachers, and on whatever Sir just said about these literary forums, the whole idea, I think it will benefit you, your literary, not only literary aspect, but also your communicative skills, your writing skills, comprehensive skills, and these are very important in today's world. And English is a very important global language. Today you don't exactly need, and if you are bilingual, it's okay, but English is very important. So don't deny you are lucky that you are learning in another language. And there was something about translation, है ना? So another thing is important, because we are bilingual, you must, whatever you read, try to translate in both language, English or Hindi, and start writing few pages on daily basis, and that will improve your writing skills. Not only writing, your imagination also. Translation is very necessary in the sense, because you are learning English here, right? So when you are learning English, think what is your thought process. Are you thinking in English or Hindi? Ever thought of this? When you think of anything, what is your idea? Whether that idea you are thinking is English language or the Hindi language? कि आप कल क्या करोगे, आपकी प्लानिंग, आप जो चीज़ें मन में सोचते हो, वो हिंदी में है या इंग्लिश में है? हाँ, हिंदी में है. तो वो जब हिंदी में रहेंगी तो आप इंग्लिश उतनी अच्छी लिख और सोच नहीं पाओगे. तो ये नहीं है कि आप इंग्लिश में सोचने लगो, पर आप उस चीज़ को जब ट्रांसलेट करके लिखोगे, योर थॉट प्रोसेस को, व्हेन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग इन इंग्लिश, तो बोथ योर लैंग्वेज विल गेट इम्प्रूव्ड. एंड what else to say? And thank you for inviting me for your seminar, and I think you continue with your paper presentations, and all the best for this literary forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing kind words with the students present here this afternoon. I would like ma'am to be there here for some. Okay. Mm-hmm. She has given you beautiful pieces of advice, and you must adhere to them. Like she told you that to come to the college regularly, attend your classes regularly, so that you are benefited, you know about the syllabus. Although we are sharing it, we are having classes online, still if you come here to the college, you will be benefited more, all the more. And second thing, she said that you must also visit the library. Here we have good collection of books, so you go to the library as well, get the books issued, read them, submit them back, then again take the books from there. So if you start visiting library, obviously you will be benefited. And one thing more, she said that when you come to college and when you are attending classes, when you are there in the English classroom, speak in English. Okay, do not communicate in the mother tongue. Why do you think in Hindi? She was telling you what do? We first think in Hindi, then speak in English. So this process would end if you start attending classes, if you listen to your teachers speaking in English, if you communicate yourself in English, then you would start thinking in English itself, thinking in the target language. This is our target language. What is the target language? English is our target language. We are trying to learn English. That is why you have sought admission here. We are learning their literature, their poetry, criticism and all. And through this we are also improving our English language. So today we have English language teaching methods. We have a seminar on it. We are say 5 teachers gathered over here. Four of us are from the Department of English, and the principal ma'am is from the Department of Sociology. But we all have our own strategies, our own techniques, because we are all different individuals. So we follow our own techniques of teaching English language as far as we are concerned. No teacher follows the same technique. It's different, and we cannot say that any teaching method is perfect. No teaching method is perfect. That is why the teacher chooses his or her own technique of teaching English language. I think we may begin, although she is out. Shall we begin? Okay. So, with the permission of the head of the department, I begin the paper presentation seminar. And the first presenter whom I am inviting to the dais is Mr. Rafiq. Mr. Rafiq would present his paper on the bilingual method of English language teaching. Bilingual method. So you can understand from the word bilingual. Bi means two, lingual means language, 2 languages. So it's a kind of interface. It's a kind of midway, something in between the translation method and the direct method. We have translation method where the teacher translates each and every word into the mother tongue in order to make his or her students understand things. Whereas in the direct method, the teacher completely speaks in English, in the target language. He or she doesn't use Hindi at all, the mother tongue at all. But bilingual method is a method where the teacher uses both the languages, L1 as well as the L2. L1 is the target language. Okay, L1 is the mother tongue that you have. I mean the language you speak, that the language you have picked up from the environment, from the society, from your house, from your mother, parents and siblings. Okay, that's L1, that's mother tongue. And L2 is the target language, that is the English language. So bilingual method that he is going to speak is the mixture of the two, is the fusion of the two, the translation method and the direct method. Now I call upon Mr. Rafiq to present his paper.
Good afternoon, respected the head of BSR College, Principal Ma'am Lavina Vyas Ma'am, and the head of Department English, Dr. Jun Singh Ma'am, Dr. UK Faruqi Sir, Dr. Vedwan Sir, Dr. Mayank Sir, and all students and my friends. Today I want to tell you something about the bilingual methods of the English language. First of all, I will tell you the bilingual method. Maximum 5 points I have available. First of all, I will tell you the keywords of this the bilingual method. Second points, and what is the definition of this the bilingual method. Third points, what is the characteristics of the bilingual method. And 4 points, what is the merits of the bilingual method. And 5 and last points, what is the demerits of the bilingual methods. First of all, and I want to tell you, listen from carefully, my dear friends. So it was developed by Professor C.J. Dodson. Who was C.J. Dodson? C.J. Dodson was the founder of the bilingual method of the English language. This is unit of the bilingual method is a sentence. I think in this method the focus on this the sentence, not word to word. It was developed after independence to solve the problem of bilingual of the Indian students. It is very most important theme to understand of the every student. After Independence Day, the all students are in a lot of situation, in problematic situation, because they are not understanding English language very well. Because in English, after rule of the British person, in that time English language is the must to understand for the everyone of the student. But now my mother tongue is the Hindi language, so in this language we can understand very well because then English language. And mostly in this so I will tell you about the region of the Alwar. Mostly 80% and the 70% students are coming in the rural areas, because they do not about the English language. And if any students want to take the English literature, but they have a background of the Hindi medium, but they not understand very well and properly in the English language. So in this time the faculty will create the situations of the bilingual method of these students, because bilingual methods by bilingual method of the students can understand very well. And I will tell you the definition of this bilingual method of the teaching English. This method make use of mother tongue in explaining the meaning of words, phrases, idioms, sentences, constructions, structure and grammatical rules. And I am telling you last line is the very most important for the students, because this method is a midway. What midway? Bilingual method. Bilingual method in the teaching in English is the midway between translation cum grammar method and direct method. Because direct method, it means English to English. If any students want to attend the class in the regular, they not understand English to English language. If any teacher want to teach you in the English language, you are not understanding very well, but because you have not background of the English department, you have not background of the English. Because all students, maximum students have in the rural areas the Hindi background. If any teacher want to teach in the bilingual methods, in that time all students can understand in the properly very well, because by bilingual method. I will tell you, my dear friends, the characteristics of the bilingual method. First point, it is assumed that the meaning of sentences and the words of a foreign language can be best clarified by the use of mother tongue. It is right statement. If you want to learn any foreign language, I can say like that foreign Spanish language and the German language and English language. If you want to learn, but I can say, because you cannot learn in Spanish to Spanish language, because you have not vocabulary power in your mental ability. First of all, you will translate the Spanish. If you want to learn the Spanish language, you want to translate in the mother tongue. After that, you will understand the depth of this the word, and you can translate of this the word. Am I right or wrong? I will tell you, the mother tongue language is the best for the student to understand very well and properly. Second point, I will tell you that teachers explains the subject matter with the help of translation. Many teachers has not idea to direct method. Many teachers have no direct method to teaching level, but some teachers have want to teach you in the bilingual method. It means Hindi language is the strong of this teacher, but English language is not strong. But Hindi and English, when you want to teach and you want to reading an English chapter, first of all you will translate in the Hindi, or as well as Hindi and English you will complete understand, because bilingual method, it is very important for the students. Mother tongue is not used for word to word. I told you that this method is not word to word. This method only focus on the sentences. Which focus on the sentences? Only sentences, not word to word. Mother tongue is not used for word to word translation, as in translation cum grammar method. Last point, a very important point I want to tell you, that cum grammar method. In this method, and according to this method, we want to translate according to word. But mother tongue language, by mother tongue language only we translate and we focus on the only sentence, because this is the unit of the sentence. Bilingual method, the unit of this the sentence, but mother, so the cum grammar method is the unit of this the word to word. It is very important part. And I will tell you the merits of this the bilingual method. Merits, it ensures accuracy. Accuracy, it means when we understand in the Hindi language that the English words will complete the accurately. Am I right or wrong? Where I have not knowledge about the what is the definition of this, as I like that example, table. If you want to read the table, this is a English word, but if you want to teach in English table, when the teacher want to see a things, this is a table according to indication. But if you want to table in Hindi language, you will understand the maze, but you don't see the thing. Maze, you know very well about the maze. You have no knowledge about the maze, because in Hindi language already you know about the maze. But English language you will know about the table. The table, in that time you asking what is the table. The teacher can give instruction. This is a table. And second point, ensure fluency is in speaking, as it lays stress on speech practice. Speech practice, I will tell you 3 P's. The bilingual method based on 3 P's. 3 P's matlab P. First P, presentation. Second P, practice. And third P, product. 3 P's are very most important, and maybe possible I will tell you this, in a competitive exam, B.Ed and in a CTET, a lot of exams can ask these questions, what is the based of 3 P's. So you can say another bilingual method, the based on these 3 P's. Presentation, practice and product. Costly, listen, very important point, that costly audio visual ads are not required in this method. Audio visuals are not required in this method, and this method is the suitable for the English teacher. Who English teacher? Mainly complete not trained teachers. So bilingual method is the suitable for the teacher who can give the classes in the bilingual method in Hindi and in English. At last I will tell you another demerits of this, the bilingual method. This method is only useful only at a junior stage. Is it clear? Is it clear? Only junior stage. This method is only useful only at junior stage, and there is a possibility of converting this method into the translation cum grammar method if mishandled by the teacher. If mishandled by the teacher, if any teacher want to know about the English language properly, and he can see the Hindi vocabularies, after that he can translate very well in the Hindi and the English language. Am I right or wrong? Third point, in this method only teachers are active. Exactly. When you will teaching in the class and the teachers want to teach in the English language and the Hindi language, it means bilingual method. In that time the teacher are the very active, because he is a speaker and you are listener. But in that time when you will listening this situation, so that you are listener is the passive listener, only you are listening. At last point, some words, phrases, it means I am telling you that some words, phrases, idioms and structures in the English cannot be translated into mother tongue and vice versa, because some words are available in the English language that cannot be changed into cannot be translated into the Hindi, because this sentence only read in English language according to direct method. So my dear students, dear friends, and this all informations I am telling you this bilingual method. If you have any questions, you can ask me in this the bilingual method.
Now this paper is complete. If you want to ask any question, you may ask. If you have any query about the bilingual method. Yes.
And one line I will tell you that one questions I have available in my mind. One class. I assume this is a class. It means in this class 60 students, 40 students based off Hindi medium, and 20 students came in convent school, that is called medium of the English. But this is a very challenge of the teacher, a lot of challenge, because teacher mostly in PG college we are senior student, because we are doing the master degree, postgraduate. So in the time that we can teach in the only direct method, it is clear. But I have a very problems, because I have not knowledge about the English language properly. In this class, mix up classes, because English medium students and the Hindi medium students, may be possible that PG classes students and PG of the teacher want to teach you in the English language only direct method. But if any students want to not understand very well, that should be clear, that teacher should be teach in English or bilingual method may be possible. because teacher can understand very well. Some students are understanding very well, but some students cannot understand very well. Maybe possible that all students should be clear, and all students the chapter should be clear. So I think bilingual method should be clear for the student. And you can ask me any questions, so no problem. So this chapter is completed. You can ask me, Khushi. Ask me one question.
Can you classify at which level and what age, what class one should learn in bilingual, one should learn in translation, and one should learn in...
Exactly, I understand your question. Because junior stage, bilingual method is very important for the junior stage. And but Khushi, I will tell you that with the all students, when I will teach in the English language, so first of all we should make an environment so I understand very well in the English language, English to English language. This is the very most important for us. But bilingual method is the very important. They who belong to the rural areas students, they have not knowledge about the English. If any students came in the college who belong to in rural area, but they have not knowledge about the English, but they are taking the English literature. In that time, in the PG, I will tell you with 100% that the teacher will focus on these situations, that the teacher should be focused on this, the rural area students and the urban area students. Maybe possible this the classes and the English medium student and the Hindi medium students. In these situations, the teacher should be clear the chapter with the bilingual method. Am I right or wrong? Okay, thank you.
Please.
आपने नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का पता है?
न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी
उसमें कब से शुरू हो रही है इंग्लिश, या मदर टंग में जो टीचिंग है उसमें क्या कहेंगे?
मदर टंग का क्षेत्रीय लैंग्वेज का मैम क्या है कि 10 जो 3-4-4 का जो पैटर्न चल रहा है, 10 क्लास तक क्या है कि कम्प्लीटली अब तो मदर क्षेत्रीय लैंग्वेज में क्या स्टडी कराना शुरू कर दिया।
तो इंग्लिश कब से होगी? कितने लोगों की मदर टंग तो इंग्लिश आएगी, कहाँ कितने लोगों की आएगी?
हाँ, ये बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, ये चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशन। मैम क्या है कि अब ये मुझे ऐसा लगता है अब वो जो न्यू एजुकेशन जो पॉलिसी है उसके तहत क्या है कि हमको इसमें कोई ना कोई इनिशिएटिव लाना पड़ेगा, जिसके तहत क्या कि इंग्लिश बैकग्राउंड बनाना पड़ेगा, खुद को एक न्यू इनिशिएटिव क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा, जिसके तहत जैसे 10th क्लास तक तो अब क्या है कि कंप्लीट स्टूडेंट्स पास होंगे और वहाँ पर क्षेत्रीय लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाया जाएगा। ये भी एक मदर टंग लैंग्वेज को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के माध्यम है, और एक टारगेट लैंग्वेज इसको एक एज ए स्किल के रूप में सिखाया जाएगा इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज को, जबकि मदर टंग लैंग्वेज में इसलिए इनको क्या है कि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में इस चीज़ को रखा गया है क्योंकि वो वेरी वेल अंडरस्टैंड अपने इंटरनल एक अंदर से जो अपनी एक शख्सियत है उसको निखार सके, उभार सके। इसलिए क्या है कि क्षेत्र लैंग्वेज का उन्होंने सोच के क्या है कि कदम उठाया। थैंक यू।
I think Mr. Rafiq has nicely answered. According to new education policy, in fact, in the primary level, emphasis is given upon the mother tongue and one more regional language, like the local language. For example, students from Kerala would seek education up to the primary level only through Malayalam. This is what English is suspended. This begins at a later stage. So this is what at the moment we have there in the vernacular schools. The vernacular schools, they teach through the mother tongue of the students. So national education policy also talks about it.
It's very important for the students.
This is important in the sense, you know, like students.
पहले जब हम लोग पढ़ते थे तो we used to study in the mother tongue. इंग्लिश वाले इंट्रोड्यूस टू अस फ्रॉम 6th स्टैंडर्ड, 6ठी क्लास से हम लोग अंग्रेजी ABC लिखना सीखे। तो मुझे लगता है घूम फिर के वहीं पे आ रहे हैं लोग। कोई बात नहीं, एलिमन एंड सेंट लैंग्वेज जो एनी भी है ये टीचिंग मदर टंग
सीनियर्स की बात कर रही रिसेंटली कुछ सालों पहले हुआ है।
You know why is this a change? In fact, you know, the public schools, they are not welcoming this new education policy. Yeah. As far as vernacular schools are concerned, they teach you through your mother tongue. Yes, Mr. Rafiq was talking about bilingual method. Now, bilingual method, as he told you, is different from the translation method. since ma'am you were away for some time, I beg your pardon, Madam Principal. Yeah. Translation method he was talking about. In translation method is a method where we teach each and every word through the mother tongue. So he was not talking about the translation method. He was talking about the bilingual method, which is in between. And in bilingual method, only a teacher can speak in the mother tongue, not the students. The students are not allowed. They are allowed to speak only in English. Who speaks in Hindi and English? That is the mother tongue and the target language. The teacher alone. He gives instruction. So this is different from the translation method and the direct method. Now the second paper presenter I'm calling upon is Pragya Kalra. Pragya Kalra would present a paper on the direct method of English language teaching.
Respected Madam Principal, teachers and all my dear batchmates, good afternoon to one and all present here. The topic for my presentation is the direct method of English language teaching. So to begin with, the direct method came as a reaction to the translation method. Its basic principle is that students should think directly in the foreign language. According to Webster's New International Dictionary, direct method is a method of teaching a foreign language, especially a modern language, through conversation, discussion, and reading in the target language itself, and without the study of formal grammar. First, words are taught by pointing to objects or pictures by performing actions. According to Harold E. Palmer, the direct method has the following features. Translation in every shape or form is banished from the classroom, including the use of mother tongue and of the bilingual dictionary. It has no room for the grammar translation method. Grammar, when it's taught, is taught inductively. Oral teaching predominates any form of reading and writing. The use of disconnected sentences is replaced by the use of connected sentences. Pronunciation is to be taught systematically on a more or less phonetic lines. The meanings of words and forms are taught by meanings of objects or by natural context. The vocabulary and structures of the language are taught to a large extent by questions asked by the teacher and answered by the students. So the aim of direct method. What's the aim of direct method? The direct method aims at establishing a direct bond between the thought and the expression, experience and the language. The idea is that the learner should experience the new language in the same way in which he experienced his mother tongue. In the translation method, the foreign concept or idea is first translated into the mother tongue and then understood. But in the direct method, the interference of the mother tongue is done away with. The learner understands when he hears or reads in the foreign language without thinking of the mother tongue equivalents. Likewise, he speaks or writes the foreign language without the need of translating his idea or thought from the mother tongue into the foreign language. He begins to think in the new language as efficiently and fluently as he does in the case of his mother tongue. He acquires what H.C. Champion calls that instinctive, unerring language sense which we all possess in varying degree in the mother tongue, and which superseding all rules, grammar and dictionaries, resting at the bottom on the direct association between experience and expression, is the only sure guide in the use of language. So now we will discuss about principles of the direct method. There are 5 principles of direct method. The first one would be the oral training. Direct method emphasizes the value of oral training in learning a foreign language. The students are provided sufficient practice in listening to the language and then speaking it. It also lays emphasis on knowledge of phonetics and to acquire an intelligible pronunciation. Oral training helps in the direct association of the words of the foreign languages with the objects and ideas for which they stand. The second one would be inhibition of the mother tongue. Another way of securing a direct bond between expression and thought, experience and language is to inhibit the mother tongue. That is to say, so far as possible, mother tongue is not used in an English classroom. The students are taught new words by actually showing them the objects for which they stand, or by performing actions, or by suitable illustration in the context. This enables the students to think in English. They learn to respond directly in the foreign language. At the initial stage, it may not be easy for the students to avoid the tendency to think in their mother tongue. But as their knowledge of the foreign language develops, this habit dies away. The third one would be the sentence is the unit of speech. In the direct method, the sentence is the unit of speech. Therefore, the teaching of language begins with the teaching of sentences and not with the individual words. First, the simple and smaller sentences are taught, and then the long, complex and compound sentences are taught. Nonetheless, all the patterns of sentences are taught until the students gain mastery over them. The fourth one would be inductive teaching of grammar. In the direct method, grammar is not taught for its own sake. It's not an end in itself, but a means to an end. Its aim is to enable the students to correct errors. Thus, grammar is taught inductively. First, the students learn the language and then various grammatical forms. It may be mentioned that in the direct method, the lessons are prepared according to some grammatical plan. The last but not the least, teaching new vocabulary. New vocabulary is taught after careful selection and gradation. Controlled vocabulary is taught in definite stages. New words are taught by material association, explanation, or use in a suitable context. Moving further, now we'll discuss about some advantages of this method, direct method. Number one, that it's a natural method. The direct method teaches language in the same way in which the child learns his mother tongue. The language is taught through demonstration and conversation in context. Second one would be that students acquire fluency of speech. The direct method lays stress on speech. As a result, students acquire fluency of speech. They think directly in English without the aid of the mother tongue. They are quick at understanding spoken English. They also have good pronunciation. Students who are taught through this method converse in English with natural ease. So moving further, the third point would be that it makes use of audio-visual aids. The direct method makes use of audio-visual aids. The target language is taught through demonstration and through various audio-visual aids like audio lectures, e-lectures, PPTs, video lectures, and many more. The use of these facilitates learning and makes lessons interesting. The fourth one would be that it facilitates reading and writing. The teaching through the direct method enables students to read, write, and speak the foreign language with perfect ease, and they develop a flair for the language. They also acquire a love for reading the language. They watch the English news and movies with the same comfort and interest as they do in their own mother tongue. According to Champion, the direct method makes the reading of English literature easy and interesting. The fifth one would be it helps the critical study of literature. The direct method helps the students acquire a practical command of the language. It helps them in critical study of literature, so it's very important. They do not find the practical criticism of poems and prose passages as difficult and boring. It sharpens their literary, critical, and analytical faculties, and they begin to appreciate the various literary genres. They begin to enjoy the syntax, semantics, and pragmatics of the language. So moving further, as we all know, every coin has two sides, advantages and the disadvantages. So now we will discuss some disadvantages of the direct method. It's not, number one, that it's not a complete method. Direct method, it's not a complete method as it lays more emphasis on speech training and other aspects of language learning like reading and writing do not receive, they do not receive due attention. It has been seen that the students who are otherwise good at speaking commit many grammatical and spelling mistakes in their writing. Number second, it's very important that suitable teachers are not available. Someone has rightly said that direct method suits only smart teachers and smart students. The pity of matter is that most of the teachers of English in India have themselves got a very faulty pronunciation of English. Their own knowledge of the language is not so rich that they can handle classes through this method. Number third, that it's not suitable for all students. Direct method suits only those students who are linguistically minded, and its basic principle is that the oral appeal is stronger than the visual in learning a foreign language. Since it's not true in case of all the students, the direct method does not suit them well. The fourth one would be difficult for explanation. Of the four ways of explaining the meanings of words, namely material association, translation, definition and context, the direct method ignores translation completely, which at times can be really easy and time-saving for explanation. The fifth one would be the lack of other facilities. There are certain other conditions which must be fulfilled for success of the direct method. Since direct method demands individual attention, the size of the class should not be large. There should be proper audio-visual equipment available to the teacher. However, such facilities are not available, the direct method does not prove successful. The direct method is generally followed in public schools in which the study of English starts right from the first standard itself, and English is also the medium of instruction. It's on account of this reason that the standard of attainment of the students of public schools in English far above than that of the students taught in other institutions through the translation method. Thank you. So I've completed my presentation. Do you have any questions? Do you want to ask something, Mohammed?
Most plus it was a nice presentation, and you should come up with your queries and questions. Such an interesting presentation.
How to think in English?
According to direct
सी द थिंग इज़, जब आपने जो ऐसे पॉइंट बोला कि जो रूरल स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, रूरल एरिया से होते हैं, उनका जो मदर टंग है उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो नहीं कर पाते हैं सीधा इंग्लिश में सोचना. वो टेंडेंसी ही है कि पहले वो हिंदी में सोचेंगे और फिर कोशिश करेंगे उसे ट्रांसलेट करने की. तो सीधा इंग्लिश में आप सोचना, आपको अपने माइंड को ऐसे ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपके दिमाग में कोई थॉट आया तो आपको अपने माइंड को ऐसे ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा कि नहीं मोहम्मद, ऐसे नहीं सोचना है, इंग्लिश में ट्रेन करना है, इंग्लिश में सोचना है. जब आप बार बार अपने माइंड को ऐसे ट्रेन करोगे तो एक टाइम ऐसा ज़रूर आएगा जब आप जितने भी आपके दिमाग में थॉट्स आएंगे वो इंग्लिश में ही आएंगे. ओके सर, सॉरी सर. Okay, sir.
Presented a paper on direct method, and she is using now the bilingual
Translation method.
you are telling is the first of all the environment should be like that mother tongue. Mother tongue, that is the English language.
No, mother tongue is not your English language, no?
How we think in the English language.
Exactly. You have to practice, you have to make your mind practice again and again so that it becomes habitual of thinking.
Yes, exactly.
Any more questions?
You are telling me
So you
What
got
do you think which pattern is
Better.
better? Your own experience or your own idea?
I think direct method is better because bilingual method, we have been using bilingual method ever since, but we need to improve. So we have to train our mind into direct method so that we can practice again and again. I think direct method is better than bilingual.
But at what age you should?
Ma'am, from the very start.
Like if you are old or you are learning another language at a later age,
Okay.
so direct method or bilingual?
She's saying, suppose you are learning a foreign language like
Spanish or German.
French,
German. Okay.
Then can you learn it through German or through Spanish?
No, ma'am. I think then we need bilingual method because
Initially you need.
initially we need, but then we can train our mind into direct method. So you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, I wanted to point out the same thing.
Yes, sir.
And you pointed out in your demerits of direct method. The first demerit was
It's-
that it is not possible without all these paraphernalia and gadgets.
Yes, sir.
If you happen to be a teacher of, say, government school,
Yes,
and
sir.
you are posted in a nearby village,
Yes, sir.
how will you adopt that?
Sir, then I will use bilingual
In
method.
the nearby village. In the nearby village. Or
Yes.
say, for example, in the government school of Alwar city also.
Yes, sir.
Then you will not have these
Gadgets and facilities. Yes, sir.
facilities.
Yes, sir.
You
adopt
discuss in
your
second
direct
language. You
method.
discuss it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm discussing.
Get it.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, I already said that it's not a complete method. There are lack of facilities.
You pointed out that it is best suited for the government,
Yes, sir.
for the public sector.
Yes, sir.
So they all have this paraphernalia. Right from the nursery, you pointed out that they start from first.
Yes, sir.
But they start from kindergarten.
Yes, sir. True. Okay, sir. Any more questions?
मैं अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता दूँ एक आप लोगों को डायरेक्ट मेथड का।
Yes, ma'am.
मैं जब भी विद्या भवन स्कूल है वहाँ से मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया। वहाँ पर फर्स्ट सेकंड जो नर्सरी क्लास फर्स्ट सेकंड जो होती है वो मॉन्टेसरी सेक्शन कहलाता था। पूरी बिल्डिंग बस उसमें इसी क्लासेस होती थी, पर वहाँ इंग्लिश का टीचर इंग्लिश ही थे जैसे उस समय मिस जिलैरी वो यूएस से ही आई थी, चेंज थी, मतलब हर साल वो बदल जाती थी। फोर्थ तक मैं थी वहाँ, तो इंग्लिश की टीचर इंग्लिश में ही थी। अब हम कैसे कम्युनिकेट करते थे क्योंकि मतलब we used to communicate with her, so there was no idea of translation, right? But we were communicating with her all charts, books and reading and going out plays, and that was the only method. There was nothing like this कि किसी भी चीज़ को हम हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे अगर इंग्लिश वो हमें बता रही है। So there was nothing of this sort. We are thinking, or she was telling us like what is the Hindi? Language was language, purely See, the direct method is, I suppose, conditioning of mind.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we really think that conditioning of mind is good. Why not have both the ways?
Ma'am, because I think like we have been using this translation method or the bilingual method ever since. As ma'am mentioned that it was beneficial also. Like you have given an example of direct method from your own experience. So it was beneficial. So I think that we can start using direct method at any given point of time or any point of your age.
Any English medium is doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
Name any school, convents, missionaries, they are taking up their yeah, of course. That is absolutely conditioning of mind, and then they only think in English, they eat and drink English. Kind of thing.
Yes.
But forcefully or
By engineering or play,
by penalizing
by giving lucrative gifts, chocolates and all that.
Thank you.
तो निकाल के इसको पानी की बोतल मत खा दो इसको
Water bottle.
स्टार्ट
Any more question from your side? Do you want to ask something?
Thank you everyone.
I would like to congratulate Pragya because she presented her paper in a very nice manner, and she also responded to all the queries very well. Although I had given this topic just a few hours back, yet she prepared it quite well. And the one who was supposed to present the paper fell ill, and in place of her, she was given the chance to prepare. Thank you so much, Pragya. That was great. Yes,
It can be a little bit quick because she needs to go back to her.
Okay.
And I have to
We are so much thankful to ma'am since they have been here. Now I quickly call upon the last participant, the last presenter. Himanshi, please come over and present your paper. She is presenting a paper on the communicative language teaching. Ma'am, this is in fact the latest approach, and this is considered to be one of the best approaches, communicative English language teaching. The word says communicative. We teach students to communicate. When they learn to communicate, they become good at English. Means English becomes a natural language for them, just as their mother tongue is. So yes, please come, Himanshi.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Principal Ma'am, and all teachers and my dear friends. Today I am presenting for communicate language teaching or communicate approach. So, communicate language teaching, it's called CLT in short form. Communicate language.
IE is also there.
Communicative language teaching is an approach to the learning for languages. It is also known as communicative approach. The basic idea that communicative ability is the goal of foreign language learning is not a new one. The structural approach and the audiolingual method also stress communicative ability. The communicative ability approach to language teaching is based on the belief The communicate approach to language teaching is based on belief that acquiring a language means to communicate confidently and fluently in the language. It emphasizes interaction as both the means and the ultimate goal of learning a language. Language is used for communication. For this reason, CLT makes use of communication to teach language, whereas traditional language teaching places a lot of emphasis.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. Thank you so much. We feel indebted to you, deeply beholden to you for your kindness. Thank you so much.
For this reason, CLT makes use for communication to teach language, whereas traditional language teaching places a lot of emphasis on grammar rules. CLT makes use of real life situation. In CLT, students use of real life situation, for example, buying food at the market or asking someone for direction. The communicative approach opens up wider perspective on language. Language is a system for the expression of meaning. The primary function of language is interaction and communication. The structure of language reflects functional and communicative uses. The primary units of language are not merely its grammatical and structural features. structural features but categorized from functional and communicative meaning are in discourse. A communicative approach opens up a wider perspective on language teaching and learning. Now we talk about feature of communicative approach. These are: meaning is paramount. Language learning is learning to communicate. Effective communication is sought. Drilling may occur but peripherally. Attempts to communicate may be encouraged from the very beginning. Translation may be used where students need for benefit from it. Communicative competence in the desired goal, it is emphasized on learning to communicate through introduction in the target language. Communicative approach is much more people's oriented because it is detected by people need and interest. In communicative language teaching, a teacher is plays very important role. The teacher set up the situation that students are likely to encounter in real life, unlike a audiolingual method of language teaching. As a classroom manager, he responsible for a grouping activity into lessons and for ensuring that these are satisfactorily organized at a practice level. In many activities, he may perform the familiar role of language instructions. He will present new language exercise, direct control over the learners' performance, evaluation and correct it. The following are the advantage of the communicative approach. People get more language practice as most the work is communicative. Language approach is done in pairs and small groups. People have more opportunities to interact in the foreign language. People are more involved in learning. They feel secure and do not fight shy of speaking in English in a small group. Thus, they get confident to speak in English language. As people concentrate on speaking English, they become fluent speaker. They learn to appropriate use of language. So, there are many disadvantages of CLT. It is not a completed method because some students are belong to rural areas, so they can't understand in English language. Suitable teachers are not available. This approach is very difficult to explanation. So in the last, it can be concluded that communicative approach is one of the important approach to help learner to able to contact with other in order talk fluency and express about themselves confidently. Thank you.
I would like to thank the head of the department, Dr. Junu Singh ji, for being here throughout for all the three paper presenters, and she was very keenly listening to your papers and she was even appreciating the students. I'm so thankful to you, ma'am, for being here, and yeah, thank you. Yes. Himanshi just presented a paper on communicative English language teaching, communicative approach to English language teaching. Yes, do you have any queries from her, any questions? She would be back here. She has just gone there to have water. She would be back here if you wish to ask any questions. Do you wish to? Okay, there are no queries. That's great. Sit down, please. Yes. Dear students, you're fortunate that two teachers from the Department of English are present here. They are very good at their disciplines, worthy, and that's why I would like to have the expert opinion on today's event, the one you had here just a while ago. So first of all, I request Dr. Mayank Garg to say a word of motivation to you, or what he felt, and if he has any suggestions to make, then he can also make suggestions to you. Okay, so because there is always room for improvement, we are never perfect. There is always room for improvement. So he would tell you if you have like any limitations which can be corrected. Okay, so I call upon Dr. Mayank Garg, please.
Thank you, Dr. Farooqi, and I would like to thank the principal of this college for giving her consent to come here and listening to your speeches. And she liked it. She said she liked your whatever you said very much. And the head of the department, Dr. Junu Singh, was also present here, and she just left since she had other important works also. I thank Dr. Vedwan and Dr. Farooqi for being here and conducting the seminar. So we began the seminar here with a speech by Muhammad Rafiq, and he gave his speech on bilingual method, and it's a very practical approach that we should use sometimes. I, on behalf of other lecturers, professors, I'm telling you that the teachers should be practical in their classes. They should adapt their techniques, their methods of teaching according to the level of the students. So coming down to bilingual method is okay, fine, if the students feel comfortable with this technique, and in the junior classes it's okay, there is no problem in that. And then when you acquire mastery over the language, you can easily understand what the teacher is speaking, then okay, the teacher should shift to the direct method, and the teacher should not then shift to other languages. He should prefer the target language, and particularly literature. We teach you language through literature also. So the students should get exposure, as much exposure as is possible, because by this exposure you will get mastery over the language. If the teacher speaks in your mother tongue, then you will not get the desired exposure, and you will not get the mastery. You will not be able to have mastery over the target language. So in these 2 years in your PG classes at least, you should prefer the target language while you speak, while you listen to others. Even when you go home and you watch TV and news and movies, you should prefer the serials and movies in the targeted language, so that you may have proper exposure of that language. The third and the last speaker spoke on the communicative method, communicative language teaching method. So that's good, but that's good only for language teaching. It is very difficult to teach English literature through communicative